There's a pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
My mum read this book and she loved it, and I'm hoping she'll come on Bite-Sized Book Chats to talk about it, but that is a tall order at the moment. I'm working on it. There's my mom and dad. If you hear that sound, that is crickets. Crickets are all through the house, and it's driving my mom nuts. She probably doesn't want me to tell you. My mom's current read. Some of my current reads. There's Katie. Hello, Katie. One of the best things my parents ever did with this house was done in the last few years. They put a window where no window existed, and it just has given us a new view. I don't know how well you can see the sky, but it's an incredible view that this house had never afforded us before. Here is me in about 1995 or 97. Look at that, hey? Oh my God. More of Mom's books. Garden haul. I think my mom's picking choke cherries over here. There we are. Mom and Dad are picking choke cherries, I think, while I make a vlog. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Oh, hi. I didn't even see you there. I can't see so far. Oh,
On your foot.
that's all right. Just getting old disgracefully.
Huh?
Just getting old disgracefully.
You're not like me. When I get in the combine, how pushing you in. I get out, can't be pulling you.
Well, that's where I'm headed.
Oh, hello.
I'm making a video.
Okay, there's
Choke cherries.
there's the first. Okay.
I might as well do a video today. I don't have much to talk about, so.
Okay, well, we're in here.
I told them about the crickets in the house. Do you want that information on the
Oh, sure.
internet?
I don't care. I don't care. Lindy will see them.
So, I don't remember choke cherries on our farm when I was a kid. Was I just not paying attention?
We planted these when we were living at the other house. Do you remember hauling the... do you remember chopping down that big row of trees
Not really.
and hauling it away? You guys had to help us.
Mm.
And then we put choke cherries in, and it's taken these choke cherries are about 40 years old.
And are choke cherries all over North America, or would people not have heard of them in other parts of the world?
Well, I think that they're on the prairies, so they're probably in the States.
They're quite
probably
sour.
I don't know
If you
whether
just
they
eat
call
them, they're
another-
sour, right?
Yeah,
That's why the word choke.
maybe they call them. But sour cherries are a different cherry.
Okay.
So
And then
these are,
you make jam from them.
yes, I make jelly from them because whoops, because they're you wouldn't want to use the pits are so close.
Is there any other use for them choke cherry wine. Is that what
Choke cherry wine.
Craig made?
Lots of people make that. Yeah, Craig made that. You drank that.
Brother-in-law, yeah.
Yeah, choke cherry wine.
He said in all the years he made it, I was the only person that asked for a second cup. Hello, BookTube. Welcome to a Friday Reads from the Farm. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make one this week because I don't have much bookish stuff to tell you, so I've added some VeeLog filler of the countryside kind. The bookish news I have is, as most of you know, I put up Sunday sentences and other book quotes, and First Line Fridays. I do all the quote stuff on social media. Any quote that I find, if it's longer than a sentence, then I just put it up as a hashtag book quote on Twitter, Instagram, and Litzy. But if it is one sentence, then it might be a Sunday sentence, or if I also scour libraries and online free previews to find tantalizing first lines of books, and that's for First Line Fridays. And so I put one up from the new Anthony Marra, Mercury Pictures Presents. Here's the quote. I love this sentence. I can't read it to you because I don't have anything to read it to you with. There's my dad on the tractor. We'll just wait a minute till he stops. And damned if Anthony Marra himself didn't see the quote and put this comment overnight. Oh my God. One of my very most favorite writers. I have barely read, I've read maybe 10, 20 pages since last week. I can't give you any real update on how I'm finding his latest novel, although I'm continuing to enjoy it, but it'll probably take me till the end of the year to read. But Anthony Marra saw my quote and oh my God. Maybe he says that to all the girls, but it sure made my day. It's now getting to the desperation phase with the job search, but I have decided that it's probably not what I know, but who I know, and so I'm starting to cultivate some contacts within the ESL community here in Saskatchewan, here in Saskatoon, and have approached a friend of a friend who is highly connected. It would be great if she would just offer me a job, but what I really want is some consultation, because there are different set accreditations and certificates and benchmarks and stuff when you're teaching immigrants, and when, like I have been doing for my entire teaching career, teaching international students. I did that in Vancouver for 3 years, and then I was in Japan for 13. So I've never heard of a lot of the stuff that's in the job postings, like this requirement or that requirement, and it's like, I don't know what any of this is. So I need some consulting. I need a consultation, which I have requested from someone, waiting for an email back. And if she offered me a job too, I wouldn't say no. But anyway, so that's the kind of things that I've been focused on rather than reading, although I have done some reading, but not as much as I'd hoped. I hope to finish 2 or 3 books, and I am not finished any. So I will just tell you in a very short and sweet Friday Reads about the 2 books that I've started. I have started Fieldwork in Ukrainian Sex by Oksana Zabuzhko, translated from the Ukrainian by Halyna Hryn, and I love it, actually. I am 50 pages in. I'm finding it a little bit of a chore to read, but in a way it ends up, once I get 2 or 3 pages in each time, it becomes a delightful chore. I love the voice. It is stream of consciousness, and I just love the things that Oksana Zabuzhko was going on about in the mid-90s. Sex, sexuality, the misogyny of her Ukrainian boyfriend, the first Ukrainian man she ever had sex with, and all about her writing and about Ukrainian social political thought and history, sending me down Google rabbit holes that are absolutely delightful, and it's really working for me. I didn't know, Roz didn't know if it would work for me. So far, the first 50 pages, there's even poetry in here that I'm enjoying because it's written by the author, and it's, I think, what the hell do I know about poetry? But it's pretty darn good. So this is a hit so far. It's not a book I can read in a week. Absolutely not. It's probably going to take me another 3 weeks or a month to finish, but I'm enjoying it. And I've started the Newby winner of the Newby Book Prize, the Newby Booker Prize, P.H. Newby's Something to Answer For, which won the 1969 inaugural Booker Prize. And I am only 40 pages in. I got my reading cut out for me if this is going to be one of those Zoom buddy reads where we don't check in chapter by chapter, but just have a Zoom chat at the end, which is the only way I will consider doing a buddy read anymore. Early September. So I got to pick up. I got to read more. But I love it. I love the writing. The story is interesting, but I'm just taken by the writing and the deeply literary humor of it, which, you know, humor is something that doesn't always work for me, but I'm finding it a bit of a scream alongside the interesting story. It's very colonialist. The man, Town Row, in 1956, he goes back to Port Said, if I'm pronouncing, I think it would be pronounced Port Said, in Egypt. He had been there several years before, and he had befriended a Lebanese man living there with a British wife. And then years later, he gets word that he has died, and she thinks he's been murdered, and she's got lots of money, and so he decides to pay her a visit and see how he could get her money. Marry her. This confirmed bachelor decides maybe she might be his wife with all her riches and that, and then he gets there and he gets banged on the head and he wakes up kind of as an amnesiac, and the story goes from there. But the writing is really good. It's early days, we'll see, but I'm quite enjoying it so far. So that is all I got today. Short and snappy. I just haven't. I think I've said this before on a Friday Reads. If I push myself to finish stuff one week, it seems like the next week my reading body and mind, my readerly body mind just refuses to cooperate with pushing to finish stuff the following week, to just kind of luxuriate in all the books I've got going. And I got a bunch of good books going. 2 of them that I'm doing is audio text combo, and those audiobooks are due next weekend, so that will be my main focus. But there was a bunch of shorter stuff that I also wanted to finish, and I'm gonna try to finish them early in the coming days so that I can squeeze in 2 more women in translation books that have come in the mail from Tokyo that I weren't on my TBR because I didn't have them, but they're both short and I think I could fit them in, so I'll keep you in suspense about that until next week. Thanks for watching.